Hey guys, hope your day is well. Today I will be ranking zombie games. I'll be ranking them on 1, how good the game is in general, and 2, how likely you are to survive the game from a 1 to 10 survival score. The only rules I have are I will not be rating individual games. I will be rating the entire series, and I will not be rating any games I do not know of. Alright, let's get this started. First up is Dead Rising. The series has to have some of the craziest games I've ever played. The amount of customization you can do with your characters and weapons in this game brings a whole new goofy and fun experience to the game, and you will fall in love with it. And not only that, but the interactions you can get from bosses are very interesting.
Not like you can eat all of it.
Hey! Just watch.
I think you've had plenty already.
Are you calling me?
Oh shit.
The series gets an A. I say the odds of survival are pretty high purely because the zombies are very slow and very dim-witted. So for that reason, I'm going with a 7.5 out of 10 for the survival score. Next up is the Left 4 Dead series. I am a huge Left 4 Dead fan, and it has been one of my favorite games. That being said, my opinion is biased. The series has a unique take on the basic zombie genre. This game isn't limited to just regular zombies, but unique zombies with certain abilities. But that's not the only thing that makes this game so great, but the fact that there's so many unique maps. These maps include chapters, which are essentially levels where you have to fight your way through the endless hordes of common infected and special mutated infected to get to the next safe house. There are 14 unique maps, with each map having 2 to 5 chapters per map. On top of that, I didn't even mention the workshop. The workshop for Left 4 Dead 2 is massive, meaning this game has a lot of replayability. If you ever wondered what it's like being chased down by a Nick-addicted teen after you took their vape, then this is the game for you. This game gets an easy S+, and there is no way anybody is going to survive this. This is a worst case zombie scenario, and I'm giving it a survival score of 1 out of 10. Coming up next is The Evil Within. The Evil Within is a Resident Evil-like game with a very twisted and crazy story. If you ever wanted to play a game that genuinely makes you shit yourself, I suggest you play The Evil Within 2. When I first played this game, I could barely get through it. I'm giving this series an S. As for the survival score, I honestly wouldn't expect very many people to survive this, so I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 10 for the survival score. Next up is Zombie Army. This game gets a D tier. I don't even want to talk about it. I hate this game, and to be perfectly honest, I'd rather wipe my ass with an 80 grit belt sander than play this game. Alright, on to the next game, which is They Are Billions. They Are Billions is an eagle view zombie based strategy game where you try and build the best colony you can to help your people survive against the hordes of infected that attack your colony. This is a very cool and unique game, but personally I never found eagle eye view games very fun for me, so I'll have to give it a C tier. And for this game, I can see someone surviving, but only if there is good leadership, so I'll give a survival score 5 out of 10. Moving forward is Plants vs Zombie series. This is a pretty controversial opinion, but I have never really liked Plants vs Zombies. I never understood why it was so popular, and it just seemed like an extremely boring and dumb series. Sorry for the hardcore fans out there. That said, I'm giving the series a C tier because I do like the animation and characters, and the survival score, it's a 9 out of 10. Like, come on. I'm not gonna waste my time on some dumbass plants when I can be outside with the blicky gunning down zombies myself. I'd rather be doing that. Up next is a game called Project Zomboid. Now, I know what I said about eagle eye view games, but I have to say that Eagle View does this game justice. This game is a generic zombie survival game, but it's set in a more realistic tone due to its mass customization, from choosing whatever perks and traits you want to making your character look however you want. However, personally, this game can get very boring very fast because of the lack of story and game being a survival. I will be giving this game an A and a 5.5 out of 10 on survival score. This next game is probably one of the best zombie horror games that has ever been created, and of course, I am talking about The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a very story-rich game with a unique twist in the zombie genre, where the zombies are actually the product of real fungus called cordyceps. Like, look at this shit. It looks worse than the growth I pulled off of my grandma's toe. Cordyceps is crazy. It looks insane, and what it does to things is crazy. What it does is it takes control of the host through infection, leading the host to become a violent, raging zombie with the goal of spreading the infection or ripping you apart like a kid fighting over candy after they broke a piñata at a birthday party. Not only does the infected want to kill you, but humans also want to kill you, which adds a real key element to the game that I find extremely realistic. This game is extremely immersive and scary, and gives you everything you could want from a zombie game. For these reasons, I'm giving it an S tier, and the survival score is 3 out of 10, because I seriously doubt very many people would be able to survive this scenario. Next is DayZ. DayZ is more like a Day of Z's, because if I were to play this game legit, I would probably go comatose. I don't have much to say about this game other than I think it could have been better with some more work to it, but besides that, the game is pretty generic and doesn't really have anything special going for it. All around, it's not a great game. I don't see this game being good unless it's heavily altered or modded. Therefore, this game is getting a D tier and a survival score of 6 out of 10. Another unpopular opinion I have a lot of them, is with Resident Evil. I know it's a good series, but I've never actually been interested enough to play them. I've only played a couple of the games a few times. That being said, I'm gonna have to give the series a A tier. This game, the series and the games, they're all good, I know this, so that's the main reason why I'm putting it so high. But despite not knowing much about the game, I'm gonna give the survival score 1 out of 10, because I don't really believe anybody could survive this scenario. Coming up is 7 Days to Die.
You are scum! You are nothing but a cowards!
Trash. The game has been in early access for over a decade and has no excuse for being as bad as it is. I think what they actually meant by the name is you will actually die of boredom if you played this game for 7 days. I'll give this game a survival score of 3 out of 10 because of how generic and durable the zombies can be. Next up is another one of my all-time favorites, and it's called State of Decay. This is an awesome game with pretty versatile gameplay. You can customize your group of characters, the skills in your characters have, the people you want in your camps, cars, weapons, etc. This game has always been a blast for me and my friends to play. It's like Left 4 Dead with its mutated zombies that spice up the game, though I would have appreciated some more variety on the looks of zombies, but the game still gives you a good experience. Plus, you can hit zombies with your car door while you're driving, and that's pretty badass. I have to give this game a solid A and a survival score of 8 out of 10. Purely, if you have a good group of people with you, it's going to be pretty easy, and also there's already a cure for the virus in this game. World War Z, I've never played this game, but I was a fan of the movie, and what I saw from the game is that it looks very chaotic, fun, and intense. All in all, I would like to try this game eventually, but for now, it will be going in the not played tier. For the survival score, I'm gonna have to give it a 3 out of 10, because those zombies are just way too agile and durable to be able to survive. This next game gets an immediate S+, and it's COD Zombies. Despite the recent lack of quality zombie modes, COD has been releasing recently, I do have to say Black Ops 1 to 3 were peak zombie games. And I don't even need to say anything more because you should already know what it is. And if you don't, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? This series will get a survival score of 0.5 out of 10 because it is an endless wave of zombies, and I seriously doubt anybody would know how to do the Easter eggs. My all-time favorite game is the Walking Dead Telltale series. This game is one of the best, if not the best, story game I have ever played. This series has 4 seasons, and I have to say, each season is gold. Some people might say season 3, The Final Frontier, wasn't that great, but I personally liked it. I don't like spoiling stuff, so I won't say too much because I highly suggest you go play this game for yourself. In this game, you can choose what story path you want to take. You can be good, you can be bad, you can be in between. It's very immersive and exciting, and you will fall in love with the characters. At times, this game can be very brutal, but what is a zombie game without overly brutal shit? This game is very worth it, and I will be giving it S+ with a survival score of 9 out of 10. This is the best scenario possible for a zombie game, slow and dumb zombies. Diving into the next one is Dead Island. This series can be either hated or loved, and I feel like it's an alright series. I really feel like they could have done more with the series because it was a bit disappointing, but at the same time, I still had a blast playing it. This game is more enjoyable with your friends because then you could just fuck around and bash just some zombie brain in together. I will be giving it a C tier with a survival score of 6.5 out of 10. Next is No More Room in Hell. In my opinion, this game is very underrated, and I feel not many people know about it. This game is a little like Left 4 Dead, where there's a 1 to 4 player co-op, and you have to try and survive the level to get to the end. The devs are actually creating a second game right now, and it will be releasing at the end of October, and I cannot wait to play and stream that game. This game gets a C tier. If the graphics were better, I would rate it higher. It will also receive a survival score of 7 out of 10, since I don't see these zombies being too difficult in a real life scenario. Alright, I've never actually played Deadlight, but what I've seen and heard about this game is that it sounds and looks phenomenal. I look forward to playing this game in the future, but since I haven't played it, it's going into the not played tier. But I highly suggest you take a look at this game for yourself. Alright, Dying Light 2. The game is pretty cool, I won't lie. Being able to jump from rooftop to rooftop and climb up almost anything is really dope, but I just got bored of the game and I didn't finish it. I really don't have much to say about it besides it's not my cup of tea, and that I'm giving it a C tier and a survival score of 2 out of 10. Killing Floor. Another one of my favorites. This game is similar to COD Zombies, but with more of a twist in the zombies. In Killing Floor, there are sick and twisted abominations that will try to kill you wave after wave until you get to the boss round, where you have to kill 1 out of 4 bosses that will spawn. I will give the game an easy S tier and a survival score of a 2 out of 10. And last, Dead Nation. This game is literally just Dead Ops Arcade. I wonder if... Yeah, that makes more sense. This is going into the trash tier. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and it would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed. It helps me a lot, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace.